Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Okay, we're talking about everyday carry for travel. I've done a video on this before. This is kind of a follow-up. Quite recently I did a video on what clothing I wear and pack for journeys while I'm doing the digital nomad world. This is a follow-on into what I carry with me when I travel and traveling about. We'll make a little distinguished separation here between what I carry locally in my home areas versus what I carry when I travel. For instance, when I'm home, I carry a knife. I always have a knife with me. This doesn't work too well when you travel, especially one bag. If my wife is with me and she checks a bag, sometimes I'll toss that in there, but normally I don't have it. I do always have with me the following items, traveling or at home. I have a tactical pin. I keep that with me all the time. When I travel, I put it in my travel bag with the ballpoint exposed. I keep my keys on me. Why the keys when I travel? I have a newbie key for multi-factor authentication. This is why. I actually usually don't carry this with me when I'm traveling. I'll just stick this in the bag in the hotel room. I always have a wallet with me, and I'll have to run and grab that here in a second. So for carrying cards, I have nothing more than this slim wallet. It's a beautiful leather wallet. I would love to give you the link for this. I actually had this picked up, made custom, and I picked it up at the Saturday market. Well, technically my son did. He worked at the Saturday market in Portland, Oregon. There's a leather maker that made these wallets, small and really thin. I've had it for years. It's a fair amount of sentimental value. It was a present for my son, but it's a great little wallet. For the bulk of cards, like all the backup cards, backup IDs, etc., I have a travel or passport wallet. There is no way I'm carrying this with me on a daily basis. This goes in the backpack. This is nothing more than an organization point. Again, this one's leather. It was made by a craftsman at Portland Saturday Market and a gift from my kids. So I love it. It has inside room for a pen. I keep printed out visas. I keep my COVID vaccine card, which probably don't need much anymore, but it's been in there for years. I just leave it. I have my visas for other countries. I've got my IDs for other countries, spare credit cards, and I keep my passport. One thing with my passport is I take one extra step with that, and I put the passport in a plastic binder to protect it, because you want to keep these things nice, because renewing a torn up rickety old passport 10 years after you have it is a lot more effort. A well-kept passport is easy to renew, and I do it. And that's all I keep in here. I'll take this out and I'll put it in my pocket when I travel through the airports, and then I store it in my travel wallet later. But besides the wallet, I keep a tool clip. Well, we'll break this out here in a minute, talk more about the tool clip. Got all sorts of stuff on it. You know, you got screwdriver, measuring, things to turn, and most importantly, you got a bottle opener. Quite frankly, it's a bottle opener I use the most on this, but I've used a screwdriver, I've measured some stuff. It comes in handy. It's got a money clip. I stick on there some cash, a spare credit card, and an ID. And of course, I've got my phone. For travel though, I carry this air pack. This matches my air backpack that I showed you in the previous video. This is awesome. We'll break this down pocket by pocket, but it's pretty much the same stuff I carry in my daily bag around home. This is the one I use for travel because it's just a little bigger, could hold a few extra things I like for travel. Okay, this bag has 3 pockets. Let's go through the front one, the one I access the most. It's got the most frequently used items in there. So let me get it unpacked here. To start with, I've got earplugs. So these are great for sleeping on the plane or sleeping in a hotel or sleeping in Mexico where it gets really noisy with the bands playing next door. It says CrowdRx on it because that's the medical company I was working with who gave this to me for working concerts. There's on the side I just unscrewed, there happens to be a spare plug in there that does come out. Hang on, there it is. It's a little rubber that goes in the air canal. And on the other side are the two primary ones that you use. This one I showed you is the spare one, so you've got a nice backup one there. The other main important thing is my Spork Never know when you're going to be in a hotel at night. They've got ice cream, but no spoons available. So I keep a Spork handy with me when I travel. Also for the airplane, I like to have Afrin available to clear my nose if I start to get a squeeze. I keep that. And most importantly, I keep this little baggie. This has my stevia in it, stevia for you in the US. I love that with my coffee, so I got to be ready for that every day. And then I keep some meds. Not a ton of meds. I keep Alka-Seltzer for my tummy. I've got some decongestant in there. That's in pain reliever. That's pretty much all I ever take. And then this other Ziploc bag, again, I'm team Ziploc, everything stays in Ziploc bags, is basically just hand sanitizer and body wipes to refresh after a long flight or sanitize your hands. I like these little packs better than the gel because they never leak. These packs, Bravo Sierra, are basically huge body wipes that are great for cleaning your face, hands, and anything else you need to clean after a long flight. Okay, let's move to the middle compartment, which holds the bulk of the gear. Right on top, I got my glasses, just my prescription glasses, and I keep my Bose AirPods in here. I love these things. Noise canceling, they're great. I also keep a seatbelt extender because I'm fat and I need that, especially in Latin America. I can get away without it in the US, but down south, they don't expect my size. So, other little toys I keep with me is a spare pair of reading glasses. I'll toss that in my pocket when I go out at night for the menu without having to take my expensive prescription glasses with me. Really convenient to carry. Then in here, I keep a pair of wired headsets. Just in case everything else fails, I have my wired headsets to plug in for meetings. And I've got a little adapter here for USB to RC jack. I don't really use them. They're just nice to know that if I need them, they are there. One of the few things I keep that I really never ever use. Digging in deeper here, I have my flashlight. I have one in both bags that I carry with me. I love this flashlight. It has a magnetic base. It can go white or red. It's great for night visibility. It's got a little clip that you put on and it's super bright. I can check pupils with it or illuminate the entire room. I do keep a wireless charger handy because one of my phones, the wired plug sometimes fails. So I keep a wireless charger to charge my phone up. Don't use it too much. It's more of a backup charging device if I have problems with the USB ports. And then I have this credit card with tape wrapped around it. You never know when you're going to need duct tape. Every now and again, I'll just need to wrap up something, so I keep a length of duct tape, wrap around a credit card for support. It's really that simple. Then this device I picked up because it's just cool. So this is a little box that has phone stuff in it. It's got a little tool to remove the SIM card. I keep a spare SIM card in there. Well, that's dead. I have no idea why I keep that. I got adapters for USB, and I keep a little micro SD card in there I can put into a phone if I need to. And that's just handy. I use that all the time to basically open up phones when I'm putting in new SIM cards wherever I am. Then I keep a little tripod for my phone. So this is for taking videos or just for watching stuff on my phone when I'm sitting in the airplane seat. It's small, it's lightweight, I can stick it in my pocket. Phone just slides in there, and you got a little tripod for it. Or once you go on your phone, I just like that one. So digging down, I keep with me cables, of course. I've got this multi-adapter table with lightning, USB-C, and micro. I don't have much of anything that's not basically USB-C, except that flashlight does charge with a micro. This cable is a charger for my watch. And then I always keep a battery pack with me. Usually not this big bulky one. This is an older one. I have a slimmer 7,000 milliamp one that charges my phone once. That's what I'll carry with me because I have a much bigger bank that I keep in my backpack. And then of course, as I mentioned in another part of the video, I keep my tactical pin with me. When I'm traveling, I keep the ballpoint end exposed. I keep it in the pin slot in the bag. No one's ever said anything. It's just handy to have. And it's also never know when you need a pen. So I do like this particular device. And finally at the bottom, a wall wart. You never know when you just need to charge your phone. I use that all the time. It's a much rapid charger. I don't have to drain my battery if I don't have to. So inside the main compartment is a separate zippered secret-ish compartment. I keep a few things in there that I only need to access on a rare occasion. First of all, I keep the air tag in there so I can find the bag if it goes missing, usually somewhere around my apartment when I'm getting ready to leave. I keep my Delta trading cards. I even have a couple United ones in there. They're just for fun. I do have a couple morale patches in there that I can put on my hat if I want to. And then I keep, again, Ziploc bag of a spare Ubi key, a spare credit card, a couple USB drives, just in case I need them. And that is like my final spare Ubi key. Okay, let's take a look at the first aid pocket. Now you might consider this overkill, but remember, I'm an old medic. So the first thing I have at the very top is a tourniquet, Cat 5 tourniquet. Get them on Amazon or wherever else, leave links. I would not normally leave it in the plastic, but because this is often searched by TSA, I leave it in the plastic for convenience. Then the other bulky thing on top is basically an ACE wrap that's good for using a split, which I'll show you later. So basically inside the most important stuff is, of course, the bleeding control. Now, I've got a series of bleeding control devices besides the tourniquet. I've got this quick clot, which is basically impregnated 4x4s with a clotting agent. But more important, which I use far more often, is my Band-Aids. I use these for everything. And I keep moleskin in here too. In case I start to get a blister, I'll slap a Band-Aid or moleskin right on that blister spot. If you don't know what moleskin is, you can look it up. It's pretty cool. I also keep some cleansing pads in here. This is not alcohol based, it's just a way to clean a wound real fast, minor wound. And I keep some Neosporin for cuts and scrapes to keep them from getting infected. I like these little individual packs because they tend not to leak. They're one-time use. Use them done, I keep them in a little Ziploc bag. Yeah, I'm team Ziploc when it comes to organization. No fancy kits. Like I said, this quick clot, it's pretty handy. It's really good for stopping bleeding rapidly. I have 2 in here right now. I think I'm going to trim it down and just keep 1 in here because I don't need 2. It's always good to think about what you need to trim down because I also have something else in the pack. I keep that in there just in case, you know. But I've got this combat gauze, which is also impregnated with the same coagulation agent to stop bleeding. But you can also pack wounds with this. You can even use it for a wrap. Super lightweight, vacuum sealed. It's awesome. Definitely walking overkill here. This is a chest seal for gunshot wounds or stab wounds to the chest. Technically I should have 2, but for lightweight I just have 1, and I can tape the actual pack contents with duct tape to the back if I need to. Yeah, old school trick. Another mask, never know, just keep those around. And the other thing that I keep around with me is a blanket. So these little space blankets are great for many things, for yourself if you're cold, or for any sort of trauma patient that needs to keep their heat in, which is all trauma patients. Emergency thermal blanket. It's great for you, great for patients. The last thing I keep is a SAM splint. If you're not familiar with these are metal splints that are soft metal but can be molded and they become firm when they're molded. With this size split, you could probably splint a wrist or an ankle of somebody who's not particularly big-footed. That might be a little bit of a stretch for me. But wrists and ankles are really the 2 most common things to get injured when you're out and walking about, so that's why I carry that with me. It can also be used to hold your cell phone in a pinch if you need to. I've seen that. As you can see, you can put a lot of stuff into this air pack. It's one of the primary reasons I got it. It's the which one is this? It's a day pack extra large size. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's a great little pack, and one of the things I really like about it is you'll notice the buckle for it is on the side. So it doesn't press into your back when you wear it in front as a sling bag and your backpack on your back. That's my carry-out. Sling bag in front, I put that underneath the seat, backpack goes over top. Do I worry about having room in the top of the luggage bin? No, I don't, because I always try to book airfares that allow me to get on early so I don't have any problems with overhead luggage. That's just me. So I hope you find this interesting. Hope you get out there and travel and see you on the road somewhere. If you see me, say hi. Take care. Bye.